What it says is, find the slope of the tangent to the curve y equals 3 minus x squared at the point 2 minus 7. Okay, at the point 2 minus 7. Now, unfortunately for me, I made one mistake here, okay? 2 minus 7 is... Okay, so guys, what we have is question 2. Question 2 you can see is an N-shaped curve. The reason why it's an N-shaped curve, can anybody tell me? Jordan, any ideas? So minus x squared. The minus x squared causes it to be N-shaped, okay? Now, when you look at the point 2 minus 7, everybody see the point 2 minus 7? Yes. 2 minus 7 is located here. I drew it in before I had to scale it up accordingly, okay? So this 2 minus 7, it has a tangent, okay? I'm trying to roughly get, that's roughly the tangent, isn't it? Yeah. Tangent is a line that goes through 2 minus 7, but doesn't necessarily, doesn't hit, it only hits the graph once. Now, what this basically means is, when we're talking about slopes, guys, when you're on your way up, your slope is positive, okay? Then when you reach the top, your slope temporarily becomes equal to 0 because you're going straight across. Then once you cross that peak, your slope is on its way down. So what can you tell me about this slope here? Negative. It's a negative slope, isn't it? So it's like it's dropping. If we just get rid of these for a second, okay? You could almost say it's like there to there. It's like going down. It's like going across one block, down 7. It should have a slope of roughly minus 7, shouldn't it? Drops down 7, goes across 1. Let's see if we can figure that out using differentiation, okay? So what we're going to do first is we're going to differentiate this here, okay? So we're going to write down dy dx. What happens when you differentiate 3? Sam, what happens when you differentiate 3? What happens when you differentiate minus 3x? What happens when you differentiate minus 2x? Oh, sorry, minus x squared, I mean. Minus 2x. Now guys, do you remember earlier I said that it's roughly minus 7. It's down 7 across 1. Look what happens here. Put in the x value of 2. Because you know the x value is 2. So put in that x value, and what happens? Minus 3 minus 2 times 2. Minus 3 minus 4. The slope is minus 7. So what have you learned from this? The first derivative is a formula for getting the slope. It will get you the slope at any point you want. Okay? Now, do you see the way 2 and what is it? Do you see the way minus 1.5? See where x equals minus 1.5? See the way the slope is 0 at that point? Because it's going straight across. It's the tip. It's the maximum point. Yeah? Look what happens when I replace x with minus 1.5. What happens when I replace x with minus 1.5 into that slope formula? It's going to be minus 3 plus 3. What's minus 3 plus 3? 0. And it tells us exactly what's happening. It will tell us it will tell us what the slope is for any x value we want. Okay? So what we're asked to do was find the slope. We found the slope. Okay? So now in question 5, we've drawn these before. We decided just to draw. We don't have to draw on this, by the way. I'm just using the graph to explain what it actually means. Okay, you don't actually have to draw them. So what happens is we have a curve with a maximum point and a minimum point, 2 turning points because it's an x cubed graph. Okay. What we're then told is we want to find the equation of a tangent at the point minus 1, 2. The point minus 1, 2 is located here. The equation of the tangent is roughly, I think it's just have to adjust that a bit, just that bit sharper, and maybe a bit more like that. Now you see the way that only touches once. Okay, we have to find roughly we have to find the equation of this line. We know, is it going to have a positive slope or a negative slope according to what I've drawn there? Positive slope. Now it says we have to find the equation of a tangent to the curve. A tangent is what? A tangent is a line. To pick up marks in your exam, simply write down the equation of a line to begin with. Okay? When you use the equation of a line, here's what you need to look at. You need to know the slope, you need to know the y1 value, you need to know the x1 value. Can anybody tell me where does the x1 and y1 value come from? They give you the point. So the x1 value is -1 and the y1 value is 2. Now we have to find the slope. Now, as Sam was suggesting earlier, there is a slope formula, but we can't use the slope formula for the following reason. We do not know 2 points on this line, do we? So therefore the slope formula cannot be used. So therefore, when you hear the word equation of the tangent, or you hear the word slope of the tangent, the slope of the tangent is the m value. What is the slope of the line or slope of the tangent? Now, what did we say earlier in the last question? How did you get the slope of a tangent? Differentiate once. Differentiate once, what do you get? 3x squared. After that? Minus 4x. After that? Minus 4. What is our x value? Our x value is -1. So when we replace x with -1, we should be able to find out what is the slope. We're expecting a positive answer, aren't we? Now you wouldn't know that because you're not going to be drawing these out, but I'm just explaining from our graph. If you were to draw it out, you'd be expecting a positive answer. Let's see if that's the case. 3 times -1 squared, 3. -4 by -1 plus 4. Take away another 4. The 4's cancel. The slope is 3. This means the slope of your line is worth 3. You go back up to the top. Okay. Back up to the top. And what you do is this. Y minus. What's y1? Y1 is 2 equals 3 multiplied by x. And what's x1? Minus 1. Minus 1, anybody? Plus 1. And then you're going to multiply it out. You're going to get y minus 2 equals 3. Now you can do it 2 ways. You can bring the 2 over to your side. You can say your slope is 3x. And then the 2 goes over to your side and becomes 5. Now, that's your answer. Can anybody tell me what this means? If I was to use this, just a quick bit of revision. Anybody remember what mx plus c means? M is it has a slope of 3. Okay? This line has a slope of 3. Where does it cross the x-axis? Or the y-axis? It will roughly cross at 5. See the way it crosses above 4? It's going to cross roughly at 5. Okay? But the bottom line is, all you need is this answer here. That's the answer for your line. Is that alright? So, long story short, to do these questions, what you do is, when you see the word slope of the tangent, see the first 3 questions all say slope of the tangent. Everybody see that? When it says slope of the tangent, here's what you do. You differentiate once. You get the dy dx formula. Then whatever the dy dx formula is, you substitute in the x1 value for x. So the first question is differentiate once, replace x with 1. Second question, differentiate once, replace x with 2. Third question, differentiate once, replace x with 1. Okay? That gets you the slope. Do you understand the slope of the line? Okay? The difference between 1 to 3 and 4 to 5 is this. In questions 4 and 5, you're expected to get the equation of a line. Equation of a line is y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. For questions 4 and 5, you differentiate once, you substitute in x equals 2, you find out what the slope is. Once you find out what the slope is, you replace the slope in for m. You use x1 is 2, y1 is 0. For question 6, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to differentiate once and you're going to put in x equals -1. You then find out what the slope is. Once you've done that, you're then going to replace in this value for m, and you're going to let your y1 value be, your y1 value is 2, and your x1 value is -1. Your homework tonight is questions 1 to 5 on page, what page is it? 3? 254. 1 second, Dennis.